Welcome to Daily Focus. What a beautiful day. A little nippy in Michigan, but beautiful out and going to be warm. But I think it was 40 degrees coming in this morning, which was kind of a shock because it has been very warm. But it'll warm up. But it is beautiful. I hope that you're having a great day and off to a great start. It's a fun day for us. We have commencement practice. Our high school commencement is tomorrow. And just hard to believe that another school year has come to an end. Well, I just have a couple of minutes, so I'm going to have to rush through this because I do have that practice that I got to get to. But John chapter 13, a very familiar passage of scripture where Jesus takes a towel and washes the feet of his disciples. And I have entitled this one, I have given you an example. Jesus, as he is dealing with his disciples, he is doing way more than cleaning their feet. He is teaching them way more than hygiene. He is giving them an example of what a true servant looks like, what a true servant acts like. And so John chapter 13, it says, now before the feast of the Passover, when Jesus knew that his hour was come, that he should depart out of this world unto the Father, having loved his own which were in the world, he loved them unto the end. What a wonderful example. Servanthood directly results for our love for it results from our love for God. And it's translated in our love for each other. You have people that have a hard time getting along with each other, getting along with people, keeping peace with people. You find people that are constantly antagonistic and in strife. They're just always having drama. You can mark it down that they're struggling with their love for God. They are too consumed with self. And it produces envy, strife, division. That's what 1 Corinthians 3 teaches us about selfishness. And so God is going to teach us in John chapter 13. Christ is going to be an example of what it looks like when we love God, when we fulfill the purposes for which God created us and saved us. And we can follow his example of servanthood, which is generated from a genuine love for God that gets translated into a love for people. And so he says, and supper being ended, the devil having now put into the heart of Judas Iscariot, Simon's son, to betray him, Jesus, knowing that the Father had given all things into his hands and that he was come from God and went to God, he riseth from supper and laid aside his garments and took a towel and girded himself. After he had poured water into a basin and began to wash the disciples' feet and to wipe them with the towel wherewith he was girded, then cometh he to Simon Peter, and Peter saith unto him, Lord, dost thou wash my feet? You got to love Peter. Peter didn't have a filter. He just blurted out whatever came into his head or was on his heart. And, I can relate to Peter. So I guess that's why I love him. But Peter's going, you are going to wash my feet? Really? And Jesus is really going to help Peter. And Jesus answered and said unto him, what I do thou knowest not now, but thou shalt know hereafter. Peter said unto him, thou shalt never wash my feet. Jesus answered him, if I wash thee not, thou hast no part with me. Simon Peter saith unto him, Lord, not my feet only, but my hands and my head. Jesus said to him, he that is washed needeth not save to wash his feet, but is clean every whit. And ye are clean, but not all. For he knew who should betray him. Therefore he said, ye are not all clean. So after he had washed their feet and had taken his garment and was set down again, he said unto them, know ye what I have done to you? Ye call me Master and Lord, and ye say, well, for I am. If I then, your Lord and Master, have washed your feet, ye also ought to wash one another's feet. For I have given you an example, that ye should do as I have done to you. Verily, verily, I say unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord, neither he that is sent greater than he that sent him. If ye know these things, happy are ye if you do them. Jesus was teaching them something far greater than just taking care of dirty feet. He was teaching them about humbling ourselves for the good of others. He was teaching us that leadership has everything to do with how we treat those to whom we serve, those who are under us, those who have to follow us or fall in line with our rules or dictates to them, whether it's parents or whether it's pastors, whether it's policemen, whether it's government officials, whether it is corporate managers or leaders and bosses. All of these are given a responsibility to serve the people, to make the people under them successful, to care for their needs and to meet the needs that they have. And Jesus is teaching this to his disciples, saying, you know what, you're going to turn the world upside down for the cause of Christ. You are the group that is going to start worldwide evangelism. And the gospel is going to transcend across the world because of you. And you need to understand, I have called you, I have equipped you, I have placed you in service for a very important part that has eternity in its scope. And you're going to have to learn how to serve people, how to care for people's souls, how to invest yourself for their good and for their spiritual success, as well as helping them through life. And I have set an example for you. Not everyone here is going to follow. Judas is going to be an example of a self-centered, selfish, sinful individual whose destruction is lying at the door. Don't be selfish. Don't make life about you. That's what Judas is doing. You're going to see where that end takes you and how empty it is in just a few days. But I'm telling you, Jesus is telling them, I'm giving you an example that you can follow. Oh, you call me Master and Lord, but you better follow the example that I have, or you're not going to be able to lead. True leadership is servant leadership. So make those that follow you successful spiritually and functionally. You invest yourself for their good. And that is what leadership truly is. And Jesus is going to help them to understand that it's way more than just washing their feet. It's making them successful. It's caring for their soul. It's meeting their needs. Oh, we're not to be on a high horse expecting everyone to do for us, but rather we're to be leading by example of serving those who follow after us. And so the question is, are you a leader? Well, turn around and see if anyone's following. Are you influencing anybody with your life? Are you? Does it matter to other people what you think? Do they come to you because it matters to them what your perspective is on a situation or circumstance? Well, if you are in a position of leadership and there are people who are following you, you have a responsibility to care for them, to serve them, to make them successful. And so invest yourself into those that follow you. That was what Jesus was teaching. I hope you have a great day. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow.